What's good, everybody? This is how we get down. It is a gigantic, huge day coming out of BTT Studios. This Mondays are our busiest day of the week. Now, I am the coach. If you're brand new to our content, thank you for finding us, and you can roll with us throughout the entire day. I encourage you to subscribe to both of our YouTube channels because in addition to the morning show, we also have a little podcast at 11:15. Then our big one, 2 to 4 Eastern time, it is Sirius XM, channel 156, my pro wrestling show, Off the Ropes with the Coach. And then at 5 p.m., we get into the business of pro wrestling as well. And then at 7 p.m. Eastern time, our very last Monday night grind. The big question is, can your boy get into the lounge before the season is over? I'm not banking on that too much at all. We also have a premium side to our brands. I encourage you, there is the QR code right there. Download it, become a premium member, because now that the new year is behind us, we're going to start doing a lot more premium pop-ups, live betting, the NBA, NHL, college basketball. It's an absolute ton of fun, so become a premium member and do that today. All right, it is time for the news of the day. 3 items today. First and foremost, the Green Bay Packers have announced that they will try to negotiate a brand new contract for head coach Matty LaFleur after blowing an 18-point lead on Saturday as the Bears move on. The Packers, they go home. Also in the NFL, George Kittle, devastating news. Last night during the 49ers-Eagles game, he tore his right Achilles, so he is out for the year. And because of when he hurt it, he might be out for next season as well. As the 49ers, huge win, defending champions, they are out. And finally, Ole Miss quarterback Trinidad Chambliss, or should I say former Ole Miss quarterback. He has been denied a 6th year of eligibility, but he is not stopping. They are taking their appeal to the higher courts as he wants to come back for 1 more year, which probably means in this day and age, $3 to $4 million as opposed to going into the NFL draft. And those are our news items of the day. All right, coming up over the course of the next 60 minutes, we got a little NBA, we got a lot of NFL, and of course on Mondays, we do our weekend rewind. Where are my guys going to go today? So, housekeeping's over. It's time to get after it. Oh, yeah. There it is. It's time. Let's beat the books. Oh, I see a whole bunch of chat going on right now. JC1 says A.J. Brown sabotaged the Eagles. Well, guess who didn't get sabotaged? The Chicago Bears. So I'm going to go to my guy. First and foremost, he is the executive producer of BetMGM tonight. But Saturday, my guy had to be bouncing off the walls. Brandon, good morning.
Coach, company, good morning, baby. It's always a good morning when you send those cheeseheads home. What a game. What a weekend of NFL football, nonetheless. But that Bears-Packers game, man, unfreaking believable. Look, I doubted them 6 minutes ago in the fourth quarter. I doubted them, but here we are.
I would have too. I would have too. It was amazing. Absolutely amazing. I found this guy, and I'm going to put it out on my social media, who breaks down film. He's just like a young kid, like nobody you would know. He broke down like 3 plays, how throughout the game, Brandon, Ben Johnson kept setting up the Packers for that last go-ahead winning touchdown. It's amazing. I'm going to retweet it later today. All right. He is live from Memphis, Tennessee. He's a host of Weekday Wagers. DG, good morning.
Morning, Coach. Morning, guys. It's a beautiful day. It's a Monday. We still got one more NFL game to go. It's a great time to be alive right now.
You're damn right. Texans, Steelers tonight, Monday Night Grind, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Now, this man, I believe, and I don't know if 80% is all that good, but I know that Footy Friday went 4-1 live from the Dirty. Big Chuck, what's up, man?
Morning, Coach Man, company. I appreciate that. We needed that rebound for a little Footy Friday. Now we're looking to to go back and duplicate that this next weekend. Then we have some midweek soccer ready to get it going. And how those playoff games? We had some good ones, and then we had kind of a stinker last night. But overall, some good performances.
Overall, some good performances. I concur. And finally, he is our numbers guy for a reason. Say good morning to Rafael Esparza. Good morning, Rafael.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, family. Not only is it on Monday, but we get Aaron Rodgers on a Monday night football game. Can't get any better than that.
It can't get any better than that. All right, gentlemen, here's what we're going to do. Because I'm in the giving mood. I want 5 winning days in a row. We've got to overcome your leader right here because I sucked last week. So we're going to come out of the blocks. If we have 4 straight winning days, 4. Then on Friday morning, I'm going to give away, count them, 5 free merch items on the Coach and Brolette wheel live here on the show. Is everybody down for that? We got to perform today. We got to get it going today. So I ask you all one very Brandon, my guy, where are you at, big dog? Where are you at?
I did it when you were saying I've got 5 pieces because I thought you were asking a question then.
Oh, you did?
I was way early.
That was so funny.
I'll start. Back of the line.
Yeah, a little early. All right, DG, my guy, best bets. Go.
We're still in the NBA. It is still hot for me. We're going to go Jazz and the Cavs. First half under 222.5 at -114. The model has this at 119. But the Cavs have been under this line just as a team in 75% of the games on the season. A little slower paced game here for the Cavs. I like this to go under. And then the Hornets and the Clippers. First half over 108.5. That number is way too low. The model's got this 8-point higher. 119 combined first half points back in November the 22nd when they played. This thing is going to sell over. The number's too low. Get it now.
It's absolutely crazy that you and I are on the same wavelength. So I'm going to go next because if you're going to cash with the coach, apparently, DG, me and you have a little bit of, everybody say it with me, synergy.
Oh,
God, it just seems to get worse. All right. Anytime there's a 250 on an NBA game, prove me wrong. All I need is one bad quarter. That's it. 250.5? Are you serious? So me and DG, we're going to cash both. It'll be like 112 in the first half. Then they'll need 138 in the second half. Seriously? So we're going to go under. We got to play that under. And then the Celtics, every win this month, every win has been by at least 8 points, and all of them have been by double digits outside of one. So give me the Celtics minus the 6 on the road at Indiana. I think they're really starting to get their mojo going, so I absolutely love it. Big Chuck, coming over to you. What do you got?
You know, we had some day soccer, La Liga, Sevilla, Celta Vigo. Just another one of these matchups where both teams like hitting the back of the net. So we're going to start the week with a good old both teams to score that's cashed in 10 of their last 12 meetings. And then we're going to incorporate a little England FA Cup. Liverpool in 3rd Division, Barnsley. Look, if this is not a blowout, it should be investigated. I'm not going to overthink this one. The over 3.75. I see at least 5 goals being scored at Anfield today.
You know, the beautiful part of this is that Liverpool, Chuck, has been struggling so much recently that I feel like they need a game like this to kind of get those scoring vibes back. Would that be correct?
Next level.
All right, Raphael, my guy, bring it to me.
How am I supposed to follow that? We're going to go Houston, Pittsburgh. Both teams to score 15-plus points at even money. Houston has hit this 15 out of 17 games this year. Pittsburgh, 7 out of 10. But the reason why I like this, Pittsburgh's last 2 home games, they have scored a total of 54 points. I think we're going to see a high-scoring game, not a low-scoring game. Give me the both teams to score 15-plus points. And then Aaron Rodgers' favorite target lately, Kenneth Gainwell, over 63.5 rushing and receiving yards. His last 5 games, just receiving alone, he's averaging 45 receiving yards. He'll easily get that and then throw in some running yards. I think this is an easy number. This one opened up at 61.5, already moved 2 yards, probably 64.5 by tonight on a Monday night grind. So grab this number now.
Yeah, they're using him a lot. They are using him. I think he's becoming more and more popular. Whenever Aaron Rodgers likes a guy, well, they're obviously going to get more time on the field, which leads to more yards. Raphael, I love that one. Now, staying in the Monday Night Football wild card playoff mindset, we've got one guy that loves one side. Brandon, why do you like Houston so much? Go.
I like the Texans -3. I love the number at +100. I just checked the lines. It has moved down to -105. I still love that number. I think this Texans defense is going to eat this offensive line of the Pittsburgh Steelers alive. And I think they've had a problem protecting Aaron Rodgers all year. I think it's going to be a real problem tonight. And then CJ Stroud over 1.5 passing touchdowns at +122. I think Nico Collins can eat this secondary alive as well. So I think that CJ Stroud over 1.5 passing touchdowns is a great play at +122.
Do you think that yesterday, Brandon, because I thought the 49ers and Eagles would be a real struggle, and it was, but they were able to move the ball, and late in the game, a lot of unders turned into overs, like McCaffrey, his receiving number, late he got it, his receiving catches. You had Devontae Smith late in the game. So yesterday, there was a lot of unders that turned into overs. Do you think today's game could see more of the same?
Yeah, I think you're going to see a lot of I don't know about late game scoring, but I do think that the Texans are going to put up a lot of numbers. I don't know what the Steelers are going to be able to do. I don't know how they move the ball on this Texans defense. I really, really don't. So I'm on a lot of Texans sides. I'm on a lot of Texans props tonight. I'm leaving the Steelers alone just because I really don't know what they're capable of tonight.
You can check out BetMGM tonight, 7 to 11. Correct, is your show 7 to 11?
It's actually 6 to 11 now.
You guys do 5 hours every night?
Yeah, don't remind me.
Oh my God! Wow. Okay, DG, let me come over to you because Aaron Rodgers clearly has this legacy thing going on, and just getting back to the playoffs, I know made a lot of people happy. I also know it pissed off a lot of people. What do you think a run of 1 or 2 wins in the playoffs could do for his legacy?
You're talking about taking this guy to a Hall of Famer, to true Hall of Fame level status, like talking about one of the best, if not the best, to ever play the game. I know he's not going to get over Brady level, but the fact is, like Aaron Rodgers doing it this late in his career could take him to a whole nother status and stratosphere, in my opinion.
Raphael, what about you?
He has another great game. We'll have to see him all next year as well if he has a successful game, if he wins. I think if he wins tonight, he comes back and they all run it back to next year.
Wow, Big Chuck, do you think we see Aaron Rodgers just one more year?
I wouldn't be surprised. I know if he wins it all, he won't. But I think his legacy's cemented. But he's still living in the shadow of Favre somewhere. So getting that second.
Oh wow, Big Chuck cutting himself off. That's an interesting way to do it. All right, we're just getting started here. We got some issues going around. Tech, it always happens. So still to come in about 35 minutes, we got our NBA showcase. Some really good young players on tap tonight. Also, NFL, we break down not only Monday Night Football, but we go back to some of the best performances from the weekend. And speaking of the weekend, we have our weekend rewind coming up next. But if you missed it over the weekend, there's a brand new movie that's out on TV right now. And we shot it a little while ago, but I'm so pleased to be in it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the hands. Please welcome Carter Williams.
Another bloody nose.
Hey, that's fighter's life.
It's game time. You know he'd lose his hands if he didn't have me to hold them.
I need Carter to take a fall in the finals.
It's not happening.
You don't think I could take this guy?
He's not human. They're trying to kill you. Carter.
We need help! Come on,
Somebody call an ambulance!
Hurting her is not gonna bring him back.
I fight for myself. See you soon.
I can't wait.
She's got the best hands in the business. That's why she's in there.
Oh, yeah. There you see it. Hands playing everywhere right now. If you haven't watched it yet, I'm still trying to figure out why my name wasn't on the the poster. But you know what? I'll deal with the people as it were. Now, over the weekend, we had a lot of loud Bears fans here at the Brand. Brandon, Mikey P. But there was also, guys, something, this was just hilarious. I want to run this. Let's go to cut one, producer man, a very quiet Bears fan.
From the 28. All over Soldier Field. Hearts beating furiously. It's dropped. Love looking. One last guess. Moving guys around. Fires to the end zone. And it is broken up. The Bears win it. In a crazy one.
No, that was not Soupy. Brandon, my guy. That's all I thought of was Soupy with his newborn doing exactly that. What's your take?
We've all been there, Coach. We've all had newborns. Look, in 2016, when the Cubs won the World Series, my son was only about 10 months old. He woke up because I wasn't being quiet. There was no being quiet. He would have woke up. He would have woke up on Saturday night too.
Oh man, DG, you got two young ladies over at your house.
Yeah, I believe I did the exact same thing when the Braves won the World Series. It was just me all alone in the living room. There was no kids in there, but I knew if I woke somebody up, my life and the night was over.
Well, it's similar to Raphael's house, only it's the wife, not the kids that we're talking about, huh, Raph?
Oh, I wake her up all the time when I'm cheering or something or screaming at the TV. So I have no kids, but I love waking her up because she gets really mad.
Hey, baby, the Cubs won again.
Yeah. No, leave me alone. Don't wake me up. Oh, no, not for that. I'm just waking you up. All right. Still to come here on.
Damn, we're Skippy.
By the way, Nonsense McGee, shout out to you for the super sticker. Thank you very much. It's great to have you back in the chat, my friend. Great to have you back in the chat. All right. It is time for Weekend Rewind. We are back live in just 5 seconds. All right, so many things happened over the weekend in a multitude of sports, and we like to recap them every single Monday right here. So, gentlemen, and Raphael, I always forget to give you credit because you are a Chicago fan, but not nearly, I think, on the fandom level, at least verbally, that Mikey P and Brandon are. But you are from Chicago. You do feel that pride. So I'm going to let you start today. Where are you heading? What is your take focused on this morning?
Yeah, sports betting did that to me. I don't have a favorite team anymore, but I was born and raised in Chicago for 21 years, and boy, did they have a day Saturday night. The Bulls beat the Dallas Mavericks, 125-107 at home. Woo, why do the Bulls have a home game during a Bears playoff game? It still blows me away. Blackhawks win on the road at Nashville, 3-0 beating Nashville, 0 goals. Great game. The Bears. I don't even have to say what happened to the Bears because Brandon's on the show. Mikey's still cheering on them. We all know the Bears won, but the Chicago Cubs signed Alex Bregman. 5 years, 175. We got a big bat, the quietest MLB signing in Major League Baseball history. Let's announce it during an NFL wildcard playoff game.
Alex Bregman, $35 million a year. Are we serious right now? $35 million a year for Alex Bregman.
And
he's got a great agent. What?
And a no trade clause.
A no trade clause. Oh my goodness. God bless his agent. God bless his agent. All right, Raphael, great start. All right, Brandon, I'm going to come over to you because part of the Chicago success over the weekend is the fact that so many teams are just right there. So many teams with one play here, one play there. It could turn everything around. Where are you headed this morning?
Well, Raphael, you left the White Sox out of this. They have the campfire milkshake. I don't know why you left them out.
I don't know either.
No, look, the parity in the NFL is phenomenal right now, and it was evident over the weekend with all of the close games that we had on Wild Card Weekend. I mean, Wild Card Weekend really delivered, and till the Sunday night game when the Chargers do what they always do in the playoffs and poop down their leg. But every other game was fantastic. I mean, coming down to the final drive and every single wild card game was phenomenal. Everything that the NFL could have hoped for came out of this weekend and wild card weekend. And there's not a team that you could sit there and point at and not have a very good reason why they could win their conference. There's not a team in the NFL that is so dominant that you couldn't see them losing in these playoffs. The parity in the NFL is at an all-time level right now. And as fans, we should enjoy it. Even if your team's not in it, you can enjoy these playoffs.
No doubt about it. You absolutely can. By the way, it's funny how certain franchises have certain personalities. As a Chiefs fan before Mahomes, I felt like my entire life we would never stop anybody on a third down. The Chargers now are a team that whenever they get to the playoffs, nobody gave them a chance because they don't win football games in the playoffs. What is Hey Bear now? 0-3, 0-4, something like that. I had somebody online wanted to bet me straight up $100 on social media. $100. I would have the Patriots. He would have the Chargers. I was like, bro, I'm not going to do that to you. It's too easy. It's absolutely too easy. All right, my guy, DG, coming over to you. I know there's some NBA news going on in your neck of the woods. Where are you headed this morning?
Yeah, we're seeing a player also having issues with the coach and also the agent of that player having issues with the front office. But what the issue is that's the same person because now Ja Morant has let go of two agents, one of them being Mike Miller, who is a Memphian and played for the Grizzlies here. And so Ja represents himself, and he is having issues with both the front office and the coaching staff. And now with the Grizzlies, they're treating this like a bad kid or a bad player on their team because sometimes you kind of have to just shake them a little bit to see if you can get their attention and get them to wake up. Because if not, if you can't get their attention, they just might have to just figure it out on their own away from you. And so now the Grizzlies rarely ever let anything get out, any news get out. And so they're now saying that Ja Morant is officially on the trade block. I don't expect him to run and get any kind of trade that first comes along, but I expect them to eventually move on from him unless he wakes up. He's now with the team. They're on their way to Berlin, which is the first game ever in Berlin. It could be a good time for them to reconcile, but we'll see how everything plays out.
This is so fascinating, DG. By the way, they just had SmackDown in Berlin on Friday, I believe. Drew McIntyre, shout out to you, new WWE champion. For them to come out and say that arguably the most talented point guard in the league is on the trading block, that speaks volumes. But if you're another team and you've got a really strong president, like say in Boston or say in Miami, I think somebody out there might take a chance on being able to kind of mold him because if he plays his best, he can turn a team around like that. Do you think that is the mindset for other teams?
No, I absolutely do not. You won't see him go to a Miami, Boston, and honestly, even Minnesota. I know they've been rumored. There's only going to be a few teams that really want to take on his contract, but also take on the potential of a player who is looking for an extension. That's really what he's going for, and that's why Trey moved. The only team that I see right now is a team like Toronto or even possibly Brooklyn that takes a stab at Ja Morant and brings him into the fold.
Wow, great analysis by you. It's funny because he's probably in his mind thinking he's a Supermax player because he's been Luka lost the Supermax possibility when he was traded. Ja would lose the Supermax possibility if he is traded. You got to be with that team. When you get traded, it's over. All right, gentlemen, my weekend rewind is the nonsense that came out of the post game with the Bills and the Jags game. Great game. And there was a lady, and in the world of influencers getting these things called credentials that they get to walk into press conferences, the wrestling companies already stopped doing these. NFL, they have to do these. And if you guys didn't see it, I'm not going to run it right now, but there was a very nice, sounds like a little bit older woman who was in the press conference that told Liam Cohen, and it sounded like my old black grandmother, who I haven't heard from in a really, really long time. And it was nice to hear that voice. It was nice to hear her say, hey, keep that chin up. Don't worry about it. You guys will get another one. But the uproar, to me, is absolute nonsense. I saw some people going, what about my deadline? I got to get these quotes to get my deadline. Stop it. There's no such thing as a deadline anymore. Everything's digital. You're not writing for a newspaper. There's only 2 newspapers left in all of America. And you're going to worry about this very nice lady telling Liam Cohen to get his chin up? Now, I don't want to hear it all the time, but it's not that big of a deal. So all of you credentialed reporters, get over it and maybe get a personality too. And then maybe people will pay attention to you. DG, let me come back over to you. Did you think this was a big deal at all? At least what people are making it out to be on social media?
I didn't think it was a big deal at all. I didn't realize that there was uproar. I do think that's a little informal, but at the end of the day, like I wouldn't do this to a Matt LaFleur, right? I wouldn't go to a guy who's been there in a while, but a Liam Cohen who had a great first year, and you see that as like a mother, but also almost like a dad, a child, whatever. And so this lady probably speaking to him as a grandma, as a mother, and just wants to give a little bit of insight and say, hey, keep your chin up because he still is a kid. I don't care how old he might seem. Yes, he's still a kid.
1,000%. And even if you're like 38 or 39, Brandon, if the woman is 60 or 65, she looks at him as a son or maybe even a grandson. And from what I understand, she also has been reporting on the team for over 20 years. So sometimes when you have a local reporter who feels very comfortable, you might get something like this. Your take?
Yeah, look, when you are in a position like that, sometimes you find comfort in places that you don't know you're going to find the comfort. Sometimes you develop relationships with people that you don't expect to develop relationships with. And the internet, look, the internet takes control of everything, right? The internet is undefeated. There are some things that come out, even though they're cruel, sometimes they're funny. But you've got to look at this with Liam Cohen, and when you're looking at this, you're not looking at a guy who is being a baby or you know just getting consoled. He's somebody who's getting talked to by somebody he considers a friend and getting advice from somebody he considers a friend, regardless of what that person's job is.
It was very clear that he received it. It was very clear that he received it. Guys, we do have some breaking news coming out of college football. Dylan Raiola from Nebraska has chosen Oregon, and he will be going there next year. Raphael, this is very interesting because we don't know that Dante Moore is coming out to the NFL. Do we know that yet?
It's rumored that he is, but the way he played against Indiana, maybe he want to stay another year. But he was rumored to go to Oregon no matter what. That he was like minus 130 that he was going to sign with Oregon. So it was nothing that shocking to me.
Golly, I would think, DG, that he would want to go to a place where he's the guaranteed starter. To me, why would you leave Nebraska if you're not the guaranteed starter?
Well, as you know, Coach, like he can say he's going to Oregon. Dante Moore decides to come back. He can then move again. So I don't think it's all out there. But I'm just shocked, Coach. Dylan Raiola, like we saw Patrick Mahomes get hurt. I thought Raiola was going to get hurt now because that's what he's doing, right?
Right. Brandon, your thoughts on Raiola going to Oregon? My goodness.
Yeah, maybe Rafi can give me the numbers on what it is for Oregon to not make the playoffs with Dylan Raiola as their quarterback, because that's the play that I would make. Dylan Raiola is not the guy, man.
Give me a couple of weeks.
Yeah. He's still working on the Oscars over there. It is interesting, Raphael, that there are numbers on everything. I need to go look over at Polymarket and see what their predictive is on what Oregon would be with Raiola at starter or with Dante Moore at starter. What do you think it would be?
Probably more if he comes back, but keep an eye out for LSU. Seems like no one wants to take the LSU quarterback job.
$5-6 million a year to go to LSU, play for Lane Kiffin. It begs the question: why can't they get anybody to leave their school and go play in Baton Rouge? All right, gentlemen, we're only halfway home. Coming up on the other side, we're going to look back. Best performance, most disappointing, most surprising. We'll break all that down. Also, we've got to look forward to Monday Night Football playoff style. Texans, Steelers for the right to move on, the last team to do it. And then in about 20 minutes, we break down 2 big games tonight in the association. Having a great time. It's a vibe. First of 5 shows. It's Coaching Company right here on Stadium. It kind of reminds me of everybody at Coaching Company arguing over the show's rundown or something. DG, have you ever seen a junior fill in the breaks hockey team do that?
No. That was electric. The fact that, like, I thought it was 2 kids, they're going to stand up. Let's keep their skates up. And then all of a sudden they go down. There's another kid comes in. And then at some point toward the end, one teammate is actually hitting the same teammate in the head, which was phenomenal. I loved every bit of it.
Brandon, you're a Chicago guy. Hockey's a big deal. What about you?
Yeah, it just looked like I'm walking in downtown Chicago and everybody's just throwing hands from every direction, not even caring who they're hitting. It was unbelievable. Like, it was so much fun to watch. I love youth hockey. I used to coach youth hockey, ref youth hockey. It is so much fun. And those kids, man, they were having the time of their life. I mean, it looked staged, but they were having the time of their life.
Do we think it was staged? It had to be. I mean, these kids, I don't think Raphael would be fighting on their own. Do you?
I don't know. I've seen youth hockey fights before, so that didn't shock me. But I felt bad for the kid that was standing, didn't want nothing to do, and then another kid just jacks him in the face. I'm like, hey, he's got a stick in his hand still. Hey, I don't want to get punched.
You got to be ready, baby. You got to be ready. Oh, my goodness. That's so great. And by the way, if you don't want to be in the fight, then get all the way away from the fight.
Where are the goalies at? You see the goalies go at it.
That would have been hilarious. Awesome. That would have been awesome. That would have been awesome. All right, gentlemen, coming up on the other side, it's time to break down Monday Night Football. Who will be the last AFC team and the last team in general to get in? Also, we're looking back at some of the best performances from the weekend. We are back live in 5 seconds. Okay, welcome back, everybody. I am the coach. This is Coaching Company live on Stadium. If you're watching on YouTube, just chat away. We love the interaction on YouTube as well. Or we're doing a lot more on the X as they're trying to have more production on their side as well. So you can digest this however you want. If you're watching us on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps the show grow. Now, in addition to the morning show, we also have the Coaching Company podcast around 11:15 a.m. Eastern Time, and then Off the Ropes at 2. Coach and Bro at 5, and the Monday Night Grind at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. But I got to bring all of my guys back on, because before we look forward to Monday Night Football tonight, gentlemen, we want to look back. There were some really great individual performances and also team performances. So I want to start, and we're going to piggyback all the way through the best performance of the weekend in the NFL. DG, I'm going to start with you. Go.
Those San Francisco 49ers going into Philly and taking them down. CMC showed up and showed out. It took him a little while to get going, but, man, I love the 49ers in performance.
I'm going to go with the Bills. That the Jags, they ended up as favorites by the time the game started. And to go down, score, then end the game off a walk-off interception definitely sends a statement going into Denver.
Give me Drake May and the Patriots. Drake May led both teams in rushing and both teams in passing. Welcome to the show, Drake May.
Give me Caleb Williams and the Bears in the fourth quarter, baby. 197 yards and 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. Come on, Iceman. Let's go, baby.
How about your boy giving Ben Johnson his game ball? Pretty cool stuff. He knew the video was going, but that was awesome.
Leader.
That was awesome. Yeah, he's a definite leader. And I will absolutely apologize because I didn't think he had it in him. For me, the best performance of the weekend was by a guy who's first team All-Pro. And the hardest thing to do is go out on the field and produce in the playoffs when everybody thinks that you're going to do that. I'm going to go with Puka Nacua. double-digit catches. They needed every single one to lose to the Panthers, who were 8-9 twice in one season. Might have been too much for Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford to overcome. But now we have, and maybe it was supposed to be this way, 3 of the 4 teams left in the NFC are from the same division. It's really, really hard to do, boys. Really, really hard to do. Now, most surprising performance from the weekend, DG, goes to?
Let's stay there where you are, Coach. It's the Carolina Panthers. They put up 31 points, but we all thought that they would get rolled over because they're in the NFC South. They're not very good. They showed up at home again. They put up a great performance, and Bryce Young finally played well, especially in a playoff game.
And I'm going to stay in that same game. For me, it was the Rams. I expected a blowout in a low-scoring game to let Carolina hang around to the very end. It definitely gives me some pause with LA going against the Bears next.
Give me Josh Allen and the Bills because I thought Trevor Lawrence was going to have a better game than Josh Allen, and Josh Allen carried them. He also carried the defense because the way they had the ball possession, he helped both sides of the ball. Give me Josh Allen.
Give me Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears in the fourth quarter. Are you kidding me? 197 yards and 2 touchdowns. Caleb Williams, Iceman. Let's go, baby.
That is so funny. Anybody that's paying attention right now, that's really, really funny. I'm going to go in a losing effort. This was actually one of my best bets on Sunday, and I like it when a young player can step up in a big opportunity. And Parker Washington for Jacksonville, he had 3 straight games, over 85 yards, over 100, over 100. Yesterday he had 7 catches, over 100 yards again. This kid is going to be somebody everybody needs to pay attention to heading in to the 2026 season because he was dynamic, including a touchdown as well on Sunday in that losing effort. Now, for every teeter, there must be a totter. For every best, there must be a worst or most disappointing. DG, where are you headed?
It's the Philadelphia Eagles, and cry, Eagles, cry. I loved every bit of it. I hate the 49ers, but I hate the Philadelphia Eagles more. Hurts wasn't good. Brown wasn't good. Sirianni wasn't good, and I loved it.
Give me the cheesehead, the Packers, twice blowing a halftime lead. This one, I think, in even more spectacular fashion, 18-point lead at the half. The kicker missing 7 points worth of kicks. I definitely think they need to take a hard look at LaFleur. Yeah, the cheeseheads for sure.
Packers give up 25 points in the fourth quarter. I think we've heard that twice, but bad clock management and just bad management, period. That Packers is mine.
Yeah, it's the Bears' first half. It was disappointing, but it allowed a fourth quarter of Caleb Williams with 197 yards and 2 touchdowns. Iceman, baby, let's go.
How can you not go with the Packers? I'll make it 3 because you can't be up 21-3 and then below it. I mean, they had a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter. It was unbelievably disappointing, and you're now starting to see Matty LaFleur and the Chargers have the same narrative. LaFleur gets into the playoffs every single year. But I think something, guys, that we've got to stop with, because we're seeing it with Sirianni, we're seeing it with Harbaugh, he gets fired, Tomlin, is that just getting into the playoffs is becoming a benchmark. Oh, he's never finished lower than 500. But what have they done? They're an OG. And I think the Packers, who are looking to re-sign him, yeah, he's been a good head coach. But at what cost right now? What cost? All right, gentlemen, we got to flip it over now. We've got a big game tonight. We have the Steelers, who shocked the world, getting it done last week over Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. As the division winner, they now get to host the Houston Texans, who were the wildcard team coming out of the AFC South. But interesting, DG, they're the underdog at home, which tells you just how good the books think the Texans are, which means a home game, the Texans would be favored by 6. Your take here.
I love the Texans. I've been on the Texans all season long, and it's honestly DeMeco Ryans and that defense is really what's so stout. And can we just see if we can get C.J. Stroud to not screw it up? And that's kind of where he's at. I think he finds Nico a lot in this game, but I do love the Texans just overall on the spread. But also, if you wanted to sprinkle the money line at minus 160, it's not terrible.
Now, I don't mind it when it's a one-off game. Brandon, you're on the Texans minus the 3, so you agree with DG.
I do agree with DG, and I think that we asked earlier whether or not Aaron Rodgers retires at the end of the season. I think he retires by halftime because once these defensive ends get to this offensive line, like he is going to be beat up. I really do not know how the Steelers move the ball today. I don't think that they can run on this Texans defense. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to be able to stay in the pocket for very long. I don't know how they do this, but I love the Texans today. I love the over as well because I think the Texans have a big offensive day today too.
And I think a lot of people are saying exactly that. Charles, I'm going to come over to you. I don't know how the Steelers are going to get it done. We've been saying that the last 3 or 4 weeks, and somehow they figure out a way. Charles, can the Steelers, or what do the Steelers need to do to win at home tonight?
I definitely think the Steelers can do it. Just think about it. They haven't lost a Monday night game at home since George Bush Sr. was in office. So something is working for them in Pittsburgh. I think that they want to turn this Texas team over as much as possible, create short fields for themselves. I think field goals could be the difference in this game also. I think a lower scoring game benefits Pittsburgh. So turnovers, short field, I think that benefits the Steelers.
George Bush Sr. What year would that be, Chuck?
91.
1991. So Raphael's been 34/35 years approximately since they have lost at home in the playoffs. Do any of those historical nuggets mean anything to you when you're working through all your numbers?
When I'm working through all my numbers, Pittsburgh is a heavy bet team no matter who's their quarterback, no matter what year. So you're automatically going to get Pittsburgh money. But getting them again as a home underdog, we've heard this story twice this year. And what happened to those? They won twice. I don't understand the +3. I like Pittsburgh. I also like the over. Yes, Houston's defense really good, but this is playoff football. It's not regular season football. What's this defense going to do today?
That's the thing, because we've seen a lot of games over the weekend, DG, that we thought, like I thought the 49ers and the Eagles would be an absolute really under game. And then late in the game, when it comes to props, a lot of them went to the over. The Texas defense, they're a different animal. But if they get behind, I think that's the only narrative where you would bet overs in this game. How cautious do you think bettors should be when it comes to props tonight?
I don't think you have to be that cautious. The only thing that would worry me is the weather. The weather looks fine. It's above freezing. I know it's going to get colder throughout the night, but there's not anything where we're going to see a lot of rain or any snow. And so because of that, I'm okay to go ahead and push all gas, no brakes on this over as well with Raphael, because I do think that we do see some electricity early in the game and late. I think there's going to be in that middle going into halftime, coming out of halftime. I think you'll see a little bit of stalling out.
And I also think that I don't know if it's a yards, Brandon, but I think Aaron Rodgers, Mike Tomlin's going to – I think he's feeling all the heat that we're talking about. I think Mike Tomlin, even though he'll never show it, doesn't want to be forced out. I think he wants to be able to decide. So with a win tonight, I don't think they can fire him, and I'm not sure that they will. But my point is, I think they let Aaron Rodgers have a little more freedom tonight. Win or lose, it will be on his right arm. Am I right or am I wrong?
Yeah, I think you have to put it on Aaron Rodgers' right arm. He's your best player on your offense right now. But at the same time, there's a difference between allowing him to do it and him being able to do it. And I think him being able to do it right now at 42 against a defense that's this damn good is going to be tough. I mean, we saw it last year in the Super Bowl with the Eagles and the way they manhandled a really, really good young quarterback in Patrick Mahomes. Sometimes defense is just too damn good.
Why the hell did we have to bring that up? That had nothing to do with your argument whatsoever. Nothing.
A little bit.
Raphael, you want to back your boy up or what?
No, because I think Kenneth Gainwell is going to be the best player on the field, not Aaron Rodgers. He's the reason why the Steelers win, not because of Aaron Rodgers.
Okay. We're going to find out, because we're going to have a show tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern time. We call it the Monday Night Grind, or you can watch that 5-hour marathon they call Bet MGM tonight. Both shows are great. You can choose. Maybe you tune in for our hour, and then you watch the other 4 Brandon's show. I think that would be very nice. A nice compromise. All right, coming up on the other side, it's time to talk NBA. there are some good young players and some teams that are improving. We'll focus on those coming up on the other side. This is a Monday. We're a vibe. Coach and Company right here on Stadium. All right, the numbers are staggering. Staggering. Reportedly, what John Harbaugh wants to come back and not take any time off. Reportedly, he says, I got a lot of energy. I don't want to take a year off, but here's what it's going to take. 10 years ago, this would have been what? Now it's like, okay. DG, reportedly, he wants a $20 million a year salary. Okay. He wants $11 million to pay for his coaching staff. He wants to have complete control over the roster, and he wants to be able to pick his general manager. Is that crazy? All of that together in one?
It's crazy, but it's also what you can ask for, especially if you're the hot commodity, if you're the hot girl, right? You can ask for whatever you want. And right now, that's what he can do. I think what he does is he sets himself up to the fact of, hey, maybe I ask for that, and if they don't give it to me, I just have a year off and get to pick my spot next year.
And still get to paid over $10 million a year. Chuck, let me come over to you. Is this crazy, or do you think he might actually get it?
It's going to definitely get it. He understands his worth. Some teams are going to give it to him. They're so desperate to win out there. I believe they'll go ahead and bow down to all his demands.
Raphael.
That tells me that maybe the New York Giants are not his favorite spot to land to, because why would you give this huge checklist and you know the Giants aren't going to complete that checklist? That just tells me he's looking for something else.
Maybe Miami. I mean, $20 million and living Brandon in Miami, that wouldn't suck.
No, but $20 million for a coach that, let's just face it, has been saved by his quarterback over the last few years, right? Like Lamar Jackson has saved this man's job since 2018. Look, I know he won a Super Bowl, but it was all the way back in 2012. It is 2026, people. I don't think John Harbaugh is as great of a coach as a lot of people think that he is. I think he's a little overrated.
Well, his overratedness might just get him $20 million a year. We'll see. We'll see. Several open coaching positions right now. All right, it's time to talk NBA. We are back live on the Stadium Network in just 5 seconds. All right, a lot of people in the chat agree with Brandon that maybe John Harbaugh is a little bit overrated. We're discussing it at our break. If you ever watch on our YouTube channel, you can watch throughout the breaks as well. Welcome back to the show. Coming up in about 5 minutes, we will lock in our best bets for the day. And remember, if we have 4 straight winning days, Friday, live on the air, we're giving away 5 on the Coach and Brolette wheel. Gentlemen, tonight, and this is kind of weird, DG. You're my NBA guy, so I'm going to start with you. To save on travel, to save on players resting, this new schedule has been unique, to say the least. But now we're seeing the Sixers and the Raptors back-to-back nights, same arena, same squad, same everything. Do you like that the NBA is doing this?
I think it's good for the players. I don't think it's great for the fans. And honestly, you could probably ask the coaches and say, listen, all we want to do is come out of this with a split and we'll be fine. But if you look at what's happening, we don't know who's playing, Coach. Yesterday, I believe everybody that was getting paid over $25 million was out of the game yesterday. And we saw Toronto win in overtime. So we don't know who we're getting back today. So it's just a toss-up at this point.
Yeah, Maxi's about to be a max player as soon as his deal comes up. He had 38 yesterday. And here's one dude, Brandon, that it doesn't matter the team, the night. He shows up to play every single game. I think he's top 3 in scoring in the NBA. I would bet him if he has like 28, 29, I would bet Maxi every single night because he's one of the few that understands people are buying a ticket to watch him.
Yeah, a super consistent player who will play every night. He's got that old school mentality. He's not like the rest of the league, SAWFT soft. There's no reason why these guys need this type of schedule. It's crazy to me that the league has come down to this. I don't mind the back-to-back in the same arena with the same squads, but it's a little weird.
It's weird because we're talking about private jets. We're not talking about sitting at A3 to get your Delta Flight 186. We're talking about private jets. Let's flip it over to the second game. And Chuck, let me come over to you because the reason I wanted to highlight the Hornets and the Clippers game tonight is that the Clippers were playing a lot better. Now they've stubbed their toes. But I think the Hornets in the next 2 to 4 years are going to become a real player. And I want people to learn the name, say the name, Kneppel. Because this dude 2 years ago was Mr. Basketball in Wisconsin. He goes to Duke for 1 year. Now he's going to be Rookie of the Year, and he is an absolute sniper from three. They're getting 4.5. The total's not crazy. Your thoughts?
Definitely like the Hornets. Fresh off a 50-point win against the Jazz. Love this Hornets team. They kind of grow on you for sure. I liked them against this Clippers. I'm not a fan of the Clippers. They're so up and down. They're unpredictable. Yeah, catching 4, I think, is a gift. And I was looking at the total. I think this is going to, when you get Clippers game, you tend to see like Rockets game, lower scoring games. I like Hornets in a lower scoring game in the under.
Okay. Raphael, let me come over to you. Your thoughts?
Grab the 4.5 if Kawhi Leonard plays. If he doesn't play, this number is going to be nowhere to be found. I like the Hornets a little bit plus the points. I think this game also goes over because who doesn't like to watch a Charlotte Hornets game and cheer for the over?
No doubt. I mean, you score 150 on Saturday, as Chuck said, DG, and they won by 55 points. So now all kinds of confidence. And the Clippers are a team that is like flipping a coin on who's actually going to play. But I would always, if you like the other team, bet early because Kawhi and the rest of the squad, you never know. But he's become an absolute game changer.
100%. Yeah, and you got to look at as well as LaMelo Ball. Are they going to bring him off the bench? How is LaMelo Ball going to play if he does play? But this team is centered now around Brandon Miller and Kneppel. They have been two really good players for them. It makes it electric defensively, but also on the offensive side, you can attack from either side of the basket here. I do like this Hornets team tonight.
It was super cool. The Hornets were just playing in Milwaukee, and he had his parents there, Kneppel, and had about 30 friends and family, and I didn't think that this guy was going to be this good. Brandon, did you?
No, I just love saying Kneppel. Like, that's the greatest name in basketball history. Look, I think this kid is the Rookie of the Year. I think this kid has developed into the best rookie in the NBA this season. I know Cooper Flagg is everybody's front runner. I know everybody loves Cooper Flagg. But I just think people aren't watching this Hornets team right now, and Kneppel is everything to them. They're going to build around this kid, and he might turn this team into a winner really soon.
No doubt about it. All right, those are two featured games tonight. Not a crazy busy schedule. 6 games on the docket, but LeBron is playing tonight in Sacramento. So there's a lot to watch throughout the evening. All right, we've got to have a winning day to start our week off right. It's time. Let's lock it in. All right, 10 seconds or less, just 1 or 2 nuggets is all that I need. DG, start us off.
Let's go Jazz Cavs. First half under 222.5 at minus 114. This number's too high. I have the model having this at 119. But then in that game we just talked about, it's the Hornets and the Clippers. I love the first half to go over the 108.5 at minus 110. Both these teams just combined for 119. I think they sell over the 108.5.
Raphael.
We're going to Houston, Pittsburgh. Both teams to score 15 plus points at even money. Steelers' last 2 home games, they scored 54 points. I think we're going to see some touchdowns tonight. And then give me Kenneth Gainwell over 63.5 rushing and receiving yards. He's Aaron Rodgers' favorite target. He's hit this last 4 out of 5 games. Hits it again.
We'll be all over the Monday night game tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Charles, go.
Day soccer, La Liga, Sevilla, Celta Vigo, just 2 teams who enjoy scoring when they face one another. We'll start the week with both teams to score. It's cashed in 10 of their previous 12 meetings. And then the England FA Cup, Liverpool and 3rd division side, Barnley. I expect nothing but a blowout in this spot. The over 3.75. I can see 5 or more goals at Anfield today.
Wow, 5. That'd be a ton of fun. That would be a ton of fun. I believe you can see all of those games on Paramount Plus. Brandon, you're up.
Give me the Houston Texans -3 tonight. The number was plus 100. It has since moved to minus 105. Still love that number. And then C.J. Stroud over 1.5 passing touchdowns tonight. I think you get a big night from the Texans offense. That is plus 122 for C.J. Stroud over 1.5 passing touchdowns.
All right, very good. I've got 2 plays from the NBA if you're going to cash with the coach. If you give me a 250, prove me wrong. I'm going to go under that with the Jazz and the Cavs. I agree with DG. Cavs are kind of morphing into an under team. They'll have the occasional over. And then the Celtics, they're starting to find their vibe, their rhythm. -6. Every win they've had this month has been by at least 8 points. All of them except for one have been by double figures. All right, Rafael Esparza, make me smarter.
The Pittsburgh Steelers have scored the first touchdown in each of their last 6 Monday Night Football home games. It's even money right now.
Wow, that's a great nugget for all those impatient bettors out there. All right, I want narratives tonight, and I want predictions. DG, go.
Jaden Higgins has a huge game. We see the Texans win 24-17.
Chuck.
Steelers, they come back on a last-second drive. They kick it off for a 20-17 victory. Steelers in the under.
Raphael.
Rodgers versus plus Gainwell equals win. I got Steelers 27-22.
And Brandon.
Give me the Texans, the Texans 20-10. I think this defense just has a big day. It's a 10-point victory for Houston, 20-10.
All right, so we're kind of split right down the middle, it feels like. I think 2 for the Steelers, 2 for the Texans. Gentlemen, well done today. Appreciate you guys very, very much. Producer man, you know what time it is. Give me that one shot. You guys know we have 5 big shows coming out of the studio today. Just subscribe to both of our YouTube channels. Hit that notification button, and you get to consume all of it. Now, I could not be more excited for today, but remember this. There is only one thing left to do, and I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire team, love more. My man, Brandon. My guy from Memphis, Tennessee, DG. The guy from the dirty, dirty Big Chuck. And my numbers guy, Raphael. And never forget, producer man behind the scenes, Mikey P helping him out. Always making the show look like $1 million. I am simply the coach, trying to keep this train on said track. We grind for you so we can win with you. It's what we're all about. This is Coaching Company, as always, right here live on Stadium. Have a great day.